Hi, my name is Jaylene Vialta,
Hi, my name is Jose Ramos.
and this is our AP Physics final project, generating electricity using a water wheel.
The purpose of the project is to demonstrate the transformation of energy from one form to another using a simple water wheel generator. It aims to model how hydroelectric systems operate on a small scale, converting gravitational potential energy of water into mechanical energy, rotational motion, and then into electrical energy using a DC motor functioning as a generator.
Let's talk about the fluid system that powers a water wheel and how the movement of water is carefully controlled using physics. As you can see, I already placed some water in the bottle and also placed a stick here in the tube to make sure the water doesn't spill. Now you might wonder what this straw is for. Well, this straw acts as a sip hun. A sip hun uses gravity and pressure differences to move liquid from a higher point to a lower point without a pump. You want to first fill the straw up with water. And once the water is filling from the other end, hold it really tight on this end. You want to quickly remove this part and dump it in here. Gravity pulls water down the longer end of the straw into the bottle. This downward movement creates low pressure at the top of the loop, which pulls more water up from inside the cup. The pressure that drives this flow is called hydrostatic pressure, and it increases with the depth of water. The straw must always stay filled with water and have its outlet lower than the bottle for the sip hun effect to work. Now let's talk about air pressure. When the bottle's cap is off, air can easily enter, replacing the volume of the water that leaves. This keeps internal pressure balanced and allows a smooth, continuous flow. This height gives the water gravitational potential energy, calculated with the formula PE=mgh. As the water is released, this potential energy is converted into kinetic energy as the water begins to flow. The moving water is what transfers energy to the wheel, and now torque and rotational motion is involved. As the water hits the paddle of the wheel, it exerts a force at a distance from the center of the wheel. This creates torque. Torque causes the wheel to spin. That's rotational motion. The more torque applied, the faster the angular acceleration of the wheel. As the wheel turns, it builds up rotational kinetic energy.
Basically, what we're going to show is how the water actually generates electricity. So as you can see, we added 100 milliliters to this, and the flow rate is going to come out and cause a force to cause the water wheel to rotate. And from there, it's connected to a rubber band that's in here, has a magnet. So as it rotates, it's creating electromagnetic electricity that comes up here in the multimeter as millivolts. So this is basically how it is. As you can see, it's generating electricity right now. So yeah, that's how forces convert from water, which is fluid, to rotational, to electrical. So basically right now what we're doing is that we're adding 100 milliliters of water. We already put enough here, so we already subtracted that out of it. So basically we're using the flow rate by, see the timer on our phone. We're seeing how much until it's all run out. The water runs out, we'll stop the timer and divide it by how much time it took. That's how you get the flow rate. So, for example, as you can see, it's rotating and it's gonna take a couple seconds. There we go. So we're just gonna take 100 milliliters divided by 10.49 seconds, and that's how you get the flow rate.